Moms can't cash out anymore. Divorce rates crash. Lawyers are panicking. By REMI. I'm sorry, I don't know if I read your channel correctly. REMI channel, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's watch it.
Divorces in Kentucky just collapsed by 25%. Not because couples suddenly found love again, but because the cash out game is over. For decades, divorce was treated like a jackpot.
Oh my God.
Mom walks away with the kids. Mom walks away with the check. And dad? He's reduced to a weekend visitor and a paycheck.
One state just nuked its divorce rates by doing one rare thing that the rest of America would never dare.
And there is a real danger that the divorce rate is going down because it's
God.
harder for women to leave.
If I have my child half the time, why am I paying full support? Like I'm not even around. I'm feeding them, clothing them, taking them to school.
I mean, if women have to work as well nowadays, like we have to, and are also refusing to do home chores as well, so they can't use the stay-at-home mom, for the receiving the child support as well. So why we still aren't in these benefits of having, the kid, always having the kid. Like, even when we clearly cannot afford for the kid, justice still allow the kids to be with us. Like, it's so disgusting. This part of feminists always forget about the total, like, it's not, don't they really say that it's about equality, equity, or whatever bullshit it is? It's not about that. We all know that. We all know that they just use fallacies and vomit away a lot, out of their filled mouths, everything that is only interested for them and not for the others, These people is always like that, the wokes, everything. It's always the wrong side. It's always the freaking wrong side. And like, why they still need to pay child support to women when they divide the time, it's not even divide, like women stays like for most of the days of the week, most of the days of the month with a kid, while still she has a job, while still up until a very little time ago, was the getting not needed to pay tax money, or getting refunded tax money, because of the kid, and while also at the same time receiving child support. Like, what the actual fuck? This is an aberration, This is like, this is not only evil, this is dehumanizing. Like, it's like literally man was a second class, type, a second class type of human. It's like, it's not like it's like it's not the human beings anymore. It's like woman, and in the second, there is man. No, that is not man in second. Man might be I don't know in the last, because in the second might be, I don't know, LGBTQ plus, then comes the the racial, the black man, and then comes the, finally, maybe, if I didn't forget anyone, maybe comes the straight white man on the last. Yeah, it's so freaking disgusting, and it has to end. And I don't know why it took so long, for real, for things start to change. Every action has a reaction. If divorce rates are going so high, so freaking high, if people are not wanting to engage in relationships anymore, if people don't want to marry anymore, if all of these are happening, if people are not having kids anymore, or staying single forever, it's all our reactions for what society was sowing for them for all this time. Big corpus and government as well. It's a reflect of the economy always getting worse by inflation, that government always printing more and more money. It's the root of all disgrace. There is many other reasons behind, but this is the main one. This is so undeniable. And And that alone already screws up society a lot. But I also like with like men having to divide most of the professions of society, like most of them to women, made the man's income decrease by like a lot. You assume that with inflation, boom, it's the receipts you have for like there are a lot of other factors. I'm just saying just some here, but that's a lot more factors involved. And this is the perfect result for people don't want to have kids anymore, don't want to build families anymore, all of that. And also, yeah, and I didn't even touch it, the part of all the feminist laws and etc. that here in my country, for example, is way worse and stronger than United States, actually. At least you guys are starting to healing this part there, but here it's way worse. Way worse. Like here one woman can receive literally like multiple child supports for a lot of people because we have an juridical aberration. I don't even know if I can say this in English. I'm just trying to trying to transform Portuguese in English. I don't know if it's correct. But like we have like this type of law that if the kid, I've said that many other times before in the channel about what happens here. Like the woman has one kid with her husband or whatever it is, then she gets divorced. She has child support of that husband. Period. Like 100% sure. And then she finds another man and stays, I don't know, 1 month is enough. Like if you get the proofs enough, like 1 month is enough for you to get child support of him as well, because here we have a law that if you prove that the kid is attached to your new affair, that person, your new affair, your new husband, your new boyfriend or whatever, you don't need to be married with them. It just like stay with them for like it. I think we've had. Maybe I'm wrong, okay? Maybe I'm wrong. But I think we had cases that not even 1 month, but because the mom gathered a lot of proofs, like audio recordings, photos together, and etc. of the kid together with the new affair of hers. She got the child support of the man as well. Then she discards that man, and now she has 2 child supports for one single kid. And then she gets another affair, another child support, another affair, another child support. And it keeps going on and on because it's like endless. It's unlimited. She can do that for like endless man. She can have multiple child supports for one single kid that she have, I bet you guys don't have such aberration, such disgrace on United States, even though things are terrible there. But this is just one. We have many other like disgraceful things like that here. I think I forgot where we were. I'm sorry, I think I talked a lot, but I think you guys found this very interesting to hear. I guess maybe you guys learned something, but. Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Society is being destroyed, and it's big corpus and government's fault. Totally, 100%. But yeah, I think I've said it. Let's watch the video.
Wiping their tears just like she is, but somehow only I have to pay up. This system don't reward fatherhood; it punishes it.
Kentucky flipped the script. They became the first state in America to pass a law making 50-50 custody the default. And the moment that happened, something incredible and honestly terrifying for some people was exposed. When women realized they could no longer cash out through the courts, divorce filing dropped overnight. A full quarter fewer divorces in one state compared to just 18% nationwide. Men call it fairness.
Who would imagine that the main reason of why so many divorces are happening is because women are incentivized to do so because of the many benefits that are related to this. Like, it's unimaginable. I think no one ever imagined that.
Women's group, they call it dangerous. And that clash right there between fairness and fear is why this story is exploding.
There are reports coming out of Kentucky that the divorce rate has completely plummeted. 25%. It's gone down 25%. Like, that's significant. You know, when the divorce rate nationally rests, I don't know, I think a little bit above 50%, to have it drop 25% in one state means to pay attention. It's a reason to pay attention.
And here's the kicker. The money numbers prove it. Before this law, a dad making $4,000 a month.
This example proves by itself that the main reason that they are divorced is not because, oh, my husband is so bad to me. No. It's only interest. It's only by money. It's only, like, it's so... It's so obvious. It's so obvious. This is example enough for you to not only replicate this to all the other states, but go enforce this stuff with many other laws in that sense too, Like, for example, mandatory paternity tests and etc. On childbirth, and etc.
Would be forced to hand over nearly $10,000 a year in child support. After the new law, that drops to maybe $200 a month, sometimes zero. We're talking about a $7,500 swing in every year. Plus, something even bigger, half of his child's life back. I'll break down that math in just a moment. But first, let's talk about why this single change sent shockwaves through the divorce industry. Because
this should be very easy. You go to the court, there is the man and the woman there, and they are talking about the custody of the kids. Who has more? I've said this many times here before as well. Who gains the biggest income here? Oh, it's the man. Okay, fine. But who here? Not of course the money doesn't. Cannot be the only reason, because sometimes the guy has like a lot better condition than the woman to pay the stuff to the kids, but he doesn't have time to take care of them because the guy must be a workaholic that works I don't know how many hours, and like maybe he doesn't have time to take care of the kids even though he has the money. So it has to be taken in question, but it shouldn't be something primary, like it should be secondary. Because if the guy has money enough, he can pay someone to take care of the kids while he isn't home. Because, there's professionals to do this stuff, so it's not like it's wrong. Of course, I'm always in favor of their own parents take care of their kids. Because just because they develop better, they become, the intellectual part of their brains, they develop better, at least second to all the Stephen Krashen books I read. Like, yeah, at least that's what I can remember. And what I was saying again? Yes, that's the reason that actually what I have remembered, because my AT-AT. But, oh my God, why I always say this? And... oh God, yeah. The money first, a lot. And because we part the premise that both parents love very much and really want the kid for the best interest of that kid, like of raising well the kid. But we know it's not like that for a long time already. It's not like that. Like, parents don't care anymore about their kids. And I will sit the woman here because they are the ones that have been using more the kids for their own interests. But thing is that kids are only remembered nowadays for taking stuff out of, usually like taking stuff out of man and using for other like prominent excuses. I mean, it's so freaking undeniable. Like, love is really dead. You start to see that very well when you see that it's not the minority, it's the majority of women actually don't care about their kids anymore. They are nothing but a tool to gather resources and to use as excuse for many of the mistakes that they will intentionally commit on their lives. And to not take accountability, they will put the kids on the line, as always happens. But yeah, oh my god, I'm saying so much on this video. We're still in 2 minutes on the video, and I said like 15 minutes already.
Yes, let's be real.
Let's continue.
If divorce filing dropped by 25% the second the financial jackpot disappeared, what does that tell you? For years, men have been told, no, it's not about the money. Women just aren't happy. But the data speaks louder than the excuses. As soon as the reward for leaving was gone,
come on, people here in my channel are not stupid. We all know for like many time already that it wasn't about this. It wasn't about it. Like, it, of course, it's because all the incentives, for not only like the laws and financial gains that we could acquire with it, but also the feminists push a woman to do so all the time. 24/7 for many, many years.
So was the rush to file divorce. And that's why this law is stirring up a storm. Fathers say it's justice. Critics say it's a trap. Women's groups are arguing that it locks moms in marriages and puts kids at risk. But let's look at the bigger picture. Florida, Arkansas, West Virginia, Missouri, they've already filed Kentucky's lead. And right now, over 20 more states are considering it. This isn't just about Kentucky.
Oh my God.
This is the beginning of the end for the divorce cash-out system.
I hope
the critics
so.
say
I really
this law
hope
puts
so.
women and children in danger. But when you actually look at the facts,
No, it
and
doesn't.
when you see how much the system was really built on men's wallets,
Jesus Christ, it's incredible. It's incredible how people still want to defend us. People still want to defend us. It's so like, come on, you have to be blind for not notice. Or you have to be of the wrong side, of course. Like, it's so freaky stupid at this point that, come on, I cannot even say anymore that it's for ignorance that you're not being able to catch this. It's just by madness. It's just because it's evil intent, really.
you'll understand why this law isn't just saving families. It's exposing the truth about modern divorce.
I don't think it's necessary. We split her 50-50. She's at my house just as much. She's with me just as much, if not more.
Your Honor, I would say that's probably an argument for her to pay me. If we're splitting 50-50, I shouldn't have to pay all of it.
That's exactly what I was getting ready
Of
to
course.
say.
Of course, if it's split 50-50, why he has to pay all of it? Why actually they don't pay nothing? Like, if both are dividing the time like 50-50, like they just don't need to pay anything at all. Like, because what would like it wouldn't make sense for them to pay half to each other. It's just ridiculous. So, like, it just none of them pay nothing, and they just divide the cost with the kids. It's simple as that.
So you kind of like told on yourself. So you ready to move forward with the numbers?
Sure.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ready with the numbers. So it looks like you make, like I said, $100,000 a year. Do you work overtime, or is that regularly what you make?
No, I work overtime. But
Okay. And does that include overtime?
yes, ma'am. It's a salaried position, so it's just straight up.
All right, let's put some real numbers on this, because the math is what makes it undeniable. Before Kentucky passed the 50-50, the typical story looked like this. Dad makes about $4,000 net income. Mom gets the kids 80% of the time. Dad gets every other weekend and maybe one dinner during the week. Under those guidelines, child.
To be honest, I'm impressed that they get like 80% of the time. I thought like here it's like if I would hint how it's in my country, would be like 90%, 95% of the times women get the kid. Like, it's just how absurd it is.
Support lands around 20% of his income. That's about $800 a month, nearly $10,000 a year, gone. And remember, that's on top of insurance, school costs, and extras he still has to cover. Now, after 2018 with 50-50 custody as a default, Same dad, same income, but now he has his kids half the time, which means child support gets offset. Instead of $800 a month, he might pay maybe $200 to $300 a month. In some cases, if mom makes close to the same amount, he pays nothing. Zero. That's not just $7,500 a year staying in his pocket. That's also half of his child's life back. He's not just a paycheck anymore. He's a parent again. And this is where things get heated.
Exactly.
Because if you think men celebrated, you're right. But women's groups, they lost their minds. They say this law traps women in bad marriages and puts kids in danger.
No. To begin with, you should not just be marry anyone just to, if it doesn't, if it doesn't go right, I would just divorce because, I have all these benefits. Why not? I would just divorce and find someone else. You will need to be back to be responsible again, to have accountability for your life. Something that you run so fucking fast away for without ever looking back, because this is how so much you want to avoid take accountability for your life and your goddamn mistakes. It's incredible. But guess you have to take care of yourself again and choose wisely who will, I would say something. No, I will say who you will give your coochie to next, okay? That's it.
But when you actually look at what people on the ground are saying, the story looks very different. Top male comment. If divorces drop by 20%, the second child support dries up. That proves it was never about happiness. It was about the money. Another father says, for once, courts don't see me as just a wallet. This is the first time in decades I feel like an equal parent. A mom's comment. I'm in a Kentucky mom group and women are...
They should just be blind. It's not that difficult. You just have to be cold and see numbers. Of course, judges will never act like that, but they were supposed to be like that. And they were not anymore. I don't even know if they sometime ago were before. I don't even know that. But they should just look, okay, who has the most income here? And you look like in percentage, how much percent the other gains more over. And you see, so if you split 50-50, the time that the kid will be with their parents, which is very fair, by the way. If you split 50-50, then who has better if the woman, I don't know how, if the woman receives more than the man, then she has to pay something. But I would say if it's 50-50, they should just pay everything divided, like school, everything like that. You just sum up everything that is expenses with the kids, every month, every month, have an idea, and then you make an average of it, an average value, and then you split the value in half, and one pay half and one pay half to all of this cost, It's more or less like that. There are many other ways as well. But if the difference of salaries is too huge, they have to pay proportionally with their incomes. But that includes, of course, now that's the catch. That includes if a woman receives more than men, then they will have to pay more than men as well. You don't want equality, this crap bullshit. So you have to be fair as well. The one who receives more will pay more. The one who receives less will pay less. That's it. That's it. There are many other forms to fix this. For real. I don't know about your country, but in my country, getting your partner cheating, it doesn't give prison or anything like that anymore here. It used to, but it's not anymore. I don't know if it's the same way right there, but it has to become a crime again. Cheaters must be put on jail. I think Second to killing I'm sorry, YouTube. Like, second to unaliving someone. I think cheating your partner, the person that you promised to be your entire life with, and people always forget this part of the marriage, should be punishable by law, like, with taking that person out of society. Because if your partner, the person who you promised that will pass your entire life together with, cannot trust you, then how society can trust you? Huh? How do you expect society to trust you if not even the person you marry with can trust you? Damn, it should be a crime like for, I don't know, 10, maybe 20 years of jail, in my opinion. Okay? It should be. You have to change all those things, like a mandatory paternity test before signing any paper, stuff like that. Stuff like that, for real.
Literally deciding whether to leave their husbands based off of this law. It's hard for them now, someone responds to. Hard for them? You mean hard because they can't cash out anymore. This isn't trapping women. It's finally equality. This is what makes this law explosive. For men, it's not just about saving money. It's about finally being seen as more than just disposable. For critics, it's the end of a system they quietly benefited from for decades. And that clash, fairness versus fear, equality versus entitlement, is exactly why this debate is spreading beyond Kentucky. Because here's the part no one wants to admit. If one state can cut divorce by 25% just by removing the financial jackpot, what happens when the entire country follows? Now, not everyone cheered when this law passed. Women's group came out swinging. Their biggest claim? That equal custody traps women in abusive marriages. They argue that judges sometimes overlook abuse unless
your marriage, your responsibility. You decided to accept the marriage. You decided all of this. So you should be responsible for your own actions.
The father directly harms the child.
It.
And yes, there's horror stories floating around. One mother said her husband nearly killed her. And just weeks later, a judge still granted him 50-50 custody. That story spread like wildfire. So, critics are painting this law as dangerous, not just unfair, but unsafe.
Of course, because they want to keep pushing the destruction of society, and they will keep pushing this forward and forward because this is what they want. They are like the army from devil himself. So that's what they want. That's their function: destroy society. Put men against women. Put straight against non-straight. Put every color against every color. Like, what the actual fun? Like, all the crap that you guys already know. Okay?
And on the surface, it sounds scary. But when you dig deeper, you realize something else is going on here. Exposing the gray areas. Here's the truth. A lot of what gets labeled domestic violence in family court falls into what lawyers call the gray area. Things like yelling during an argument, breaking a dish, punching a wall, even blocking a doorway. In California, smashing a glass in the middle of a fight can be treated as DV. Now, I'm not saying those behaviors are good, but should a dad lose custody of his child because he raised his voice once or broke a phone in an argument? That's exactly what used to happen. Before Kentucky's law, those gray areas claimed could tilt custody completely in mom's favor. Equal custody stopped that. Judges now start at 50-50, meaning those small ambiguous incidents don't automatically strip a father away from his children.
So most of y'all know by now that I had a restraining order put on me after 4 years. That's 4 years after the first custody battle. The whole reason why I got a restraining order thrown on me was because I did videos like this. I spoke up explaining why men are giving up on their children, why, just pretty much why, because no one cares why. But if I keep speaking, enough people will start listening to where I can try and get through to some people's heads.
And here's what's wild. The same people who call this law dangerous are the ones who spent years shouting about equality.
I don't get surprised with this stuff because you guys cannot imagine how much worse are these situations here in my culture. So nothing that is being said about these examples, they are very simple stuff compared to what happens here. Like, for real, you guys have no freaking idea how much feminist is Brazil.
But the second equality means women don't get a financial advantage. Suddenly, it's oppression. I'll show you what real equality looks like in a minute, and why kids actually do better under shared parenting.
It's like I said, Brazil becomes like a paradise for a person from the wrong side, you know. It's a paradise. If you're watching this, you're a hater of mine, you're watching this, and you want to see like the paradise on earth for leftish people, just come live in Brazil. I bet you're gonna love, because all the stuff you love here, it's like everywhere, okay? It's like everywhere. I'm getting the fuck out of here as soon as possible, because I don't deserve this. I never did such a thing to deserve all the crap that has.
But first, let's check the pulse of what people are really saying. Father's comment. This law saved my relationship with my kids. Before, I was a visitor. Now I'm a dad again. Mom, this is a death of a family system. Women and children will suffer. Male response, death of a system? No, it's the death of your free ride. This is the core battle right now. Fathers see this law as justice, finally leveling up the court system that treated them like second-class parents. Critics see it as patriarchy, a rollback of leverage.
Not second-class parents, second-class humans.
In marriage. And the reason the debate is so emotional is simple. When you take away the financial reward for divorce, you expose what divorce was really built on. Let's zoom out for a second, because while the critics are shouting about danger, the research paints a completely different picture. Study after study show that kids do better with shared parenting. They perform better in school. They have fewer behavior problems. And they grow up with healthier views of relationships because they didn't lose a parent in the process. In fact, one of the most powerful comments I saw was from a father who said, "For the first time, my kids don't feel like they're visiting anymore. They feel like they actually live with me." That's not just a financial win for men. That's a generational win for children. And here's the part that's going to flip the divorce industry upside down. This isn't stopping with Kentucky. This law is spreading fast. And when it goes nationwide, the system built on cashing men out may not survive. As of this year, 20 more states are considering similar bills. Judges and lawmakers are calling it the new standard of equality.
That's great.
One Kentucky judge put it perfectly. You can't write laws for all families based off the worst case scenarios. And men knows what this means. If one state drops divorce by 20%, shook the system, imagine what happens when dozens of states follow. We're talking about billions of lawyer fees gone, child support revenues slashed, and an entire divorce industry scrambling to survive. One father's comment, "This isn't just equality, this is finally justice. Every state needs this law." Critics comment, "This is the death of the divorce system. Women will be trapped." Male.
No. It's not the death. It's the beginning of the death. It's not the death itself, okay? We need much more stuff in order to really decrease to non-existential numbers, non-existential values, for real.
Response.
I'm not saying that you have to make it impossible, because we know some exceptions, not it's like nowadays, with everything becomes a reason for divorce, but we know that there is really cases that, things really not go well in relationships. There are violence and, and all this stuff, but this is not the majority of the cases. Come on. If you still trust on this, you're being so fucking stupid and dumb, okay? No, it's not the majority of the cases. It's very little compared with the numbers of divorce rates that we have. the number of divorce kids that we have. Like, it's very little if you get the real numbers, not the made up ones like that. Includes all the, the false accusations and made up cases. Made up case that I say that when the woman creates all the situations to make the man, it looks like it was violent in a relationship, and most of the times it's not. I don't know how it is in United States, but this happens here like very, very often. It's very common. And just that she can get all the stuff she wants, yeah.
No, women aren't trapped. They're just not incentivized to blow families up anymore. So, here's a truth men needs to hear. This isn't just about child support. It's about leverage. For decades, the divorce system gave one side all the power. The second that power was stripped away, divorce collapsed. And that's why this isn't just a local issue. It's the biggest cultural shift in family law in decades. Which raises the real question. What happens when the cash-out system collapses nationwide? Because, make no mistake, it's coming.
I believe that 50-50 is best, and I believe that there should be a presumption of 50-50 if there is no abuse history, there's no violent criminal history or other criminal history that would inhibit the person to parent the child, that there is no mental health issue that is going untreated that would impact the child negatively.
In my country, this would be too much complicated because they really, like, very, very easily, like, here, I don't know there, but here, if I go walk on the street and I see a man walking in the other side of the street, and I just scream and say that he's abusing me, it's over for him. Like, it's over. It's over.
That there's no drug and alcohol issue that's not being treated.
The guy is arrested before anything else, and he needs to prove, pay attention to this, he needs to prove that he's not an abuser or whatever it is, He has to prove, even though I didn't have any proofs, I just scream it and say things like, that's it.
That would impact the child negatively. That there is no major distance geographically between the parents that would make 50-50 unrealistic. And that there hasn't been a significant amount of time passed since one parent has had contact with the child, like probably a year or more. I think if none of those are present in the case, then I think there should be a presumption of 50-50. I think it's what's best for the child.
So let's connect the dots. One state passed a law making 50-50 custody the default. Divorce rates dropped 25%. Lawyers panicked. Women's groups protested.
They will start somehow. I don't know how they would do this, but they would do this because this happens here. They will start to somehow prove by all ways possible that the man was abusing the kid or abusing the woman in a relationship so he is not able to get the 50-50.
Fathers finally felt equal. Kids got both parents back. And the divorce industry, it lost its golden goose. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. For decades, divorce wasn't just about broken marriages. It was a business model, a system that rewarded one side with custody, cash, and control.
Here, we even have cases in that the woman hits herself, like she really damaged her own body, like she punches it, she slaps her own face, and then she records all the breeze that she done to herself, and she used that to prove that her boyfriend or whoever she wants, is abusing her, and use that as a proof. It's simple as that.
While the other side got drained. The second that system got disrupted,
I will try to find some video about it, but I don't know if I want to show, because here in my country, as you guys may suppose, here in my country you have many problems when you try to go on this stuff, And my country, my channel is still is in this country because I'm here, so complicated.
Divorces collapsed. And that should make everyone stop and think, how much of modern divorce was really about love? And how much was about leverage? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all divorces are motivated by child support, money, or anything as such. Some people might be really trapped in a marriage from which the only way out would be divorce. But the bigger picture is that this isn't stopping with Kentucky, which means this isn't just a fluke. This is the future. And the people who built careers off of divorce industries, they know it. So here's the real question. If taking away the financial jackpot cut divorce by 25% in one state, what happens when the whole country follows? Because make no mistake, it's coming. And when it does, the divorce industry won't just shrink, it'll collapse. For the first time in decades, fathers won't be disposable, kids won't lose a parent, and women won't be able to cash out of marriage like it's a business deal. That's not oppression. That's equality. That's accountability. So, tell me, is this the beginning of saving family? Or the end of an entire system built on men's backs? Drop your thoughts below because this conversation isn't ending anytime soon. And to better understand this divorce system, check out my latest video. It's been your girl REMI Renee here. I'll see you guys in my next video.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that supports my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tailed fox tier members, Wallonny Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, and Tayashi for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to all of you who supported me through Ko-Fi or Tron. Thank you very, very much. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Yeah, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Very informative. I'm sorry I talked like a lot. The video is so freaking big. Yeah, it's because it's something that it's pretty much clear and everywhere in my country, and just here if you're blind or if you're from the wrong side, like, you will not see this happening in my country. Things here are way, way, way more terrible than they are in United States because laws here are way worse and more like detrimental to man, like really. And yeah, situation here is really terrible. So I hope things get right there, and I hope this should be just the beginning of the end. This is not the end itself in just one law. We need more stuff. But yeah, this is something. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check links below. Patreon, Discord, Skillfull and Tron. Support me so I can keep coming here and saying things like this and many other stuff without, need to care too much about to cater to YouTube's algorithm and etc. with your support. And also so I can get the fuck out of this terrible communist devilish country as fast as possible. And I will see you all guys in the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!